Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And I'm bringing you guys along with this video on setting up another grimoire. This one is going to be for Persephone. So I have been, for lack of better words, I feel called to work with her. And, I didn't know general information about Persephone, but in short, Persephone is known, the story is that, she was out, in the field, basically tending to the field and doing what she did, enjoying her life. And secretly, Zeus may have set up a deal with Hades to come and take her because he wanted her. He said he loved her. He wanted her. So he did. He came to take her and bring her down to the underworld with him. He said he was in love with her. And it's said that when it was time for her to, eventually, once her mother found out about where she truly was, and she had her ways of finding out, Demeter. I'm saying that real crazy. Anyway, she was able to find out where her daughter was because, there was a whole thing with her being heartbroken that her daughter wasn't there, and the earth experienced drought and, crops dried up and so forth. So she found her. They brokered a deal with Hades and, they sent a messenger to go get her. And just as she was supposedly about to come or, be reunited with her mother and be back, it was made known that she had eaten the fruit, pomegranate. So because of that in the underworld, similar concept to like with the Fae, if you eat of the Fae, then, any food when you're there that you won't be able to leave, you'll be stuck there. So it's a similar kind of concept. And that was her fate. So that wouldn't do. So a deal was brokered where she would just, some say she did it, some say they all figured it out, but she was able to 6 months of the year be with Hades. And then the other 6 months she would be on, up top in earth with us, not the underworld, and with her mother. And that is how we experience seasons. So this time, I'm recording this, it's autumn now, officially, completely in autumn now, since September, she would be back down in the underworld. So I felt very called to work with her, and I'm going to set up a grimoire and work with her. So I'm choosing to set this up now because she's there. And she's known to be a goddess we celebrate around spring. So I want to prepare this now, and then I'll be able to fill this up with rituals and spells and such. In the spring, it'll be ready to go. But initially, I want to get this set up. So I have some clippings I got off the internet. This would be like a map of the underworld. This represents her mother and herself, and we're going to use that for obvious reasons. This represents Hades and Persephone. I really got a kick out of this drawing. I like the energy. So that's Zeus and Hades, and this is Demeter. Like, what are you doing? What did you do? And this is representing the duality, which is what I'll also eventually write about in this grimoire. And I just love this image, and I love this image of her as well. Do you notice that I have very specific types of images of Hades? I mean, not really much of Hades, but of Persephone. Sometimes for people of color, you can see my hand, I'm a color person, as a Black person specifically, studying these concepts of Greek mythology, a lot of things over the years have been whitewashed because in reality, there is no way people were pale skinned, in these specific regions. It's just, it's not a thing. So in the same way people have been taking license with imagery over the years, so can I. So can I. And others clearly have, and I'm just basically featuring their art. I can take license with that. And I just did a search and just looked online on Google and found what I needed. And this will work just fine. So I have these images we're going to start with. This came in a subscription box. So this is perfect for me. Little did I know this worked out. And this is basically the story of her. And this is about pomegranate. And then I'm going to use some pages out of here to do a little, dressing up of the pages. We've got some Mod Podge that's coming in the glossy kind, and of course the brush. And I have from the Witch's Roots, where I got this as well. We have Persephone's Mist, so I'm gonna just do a light mist to bless the book. This was actually blessed during Samhain. And then I just have the letters that come with my Witch's Root subscription box, and I was just going through to make sure there was something here, trying to see if there was anything here that I might want to put in my book. I might cut some of this out, but I'm going to have it ready to go just in case. And of course, some scissors. So let's get to it. To the next page. I had to let this dry. So I think I kind of digging how the page looked. This overlaps a little bit, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I kind of like this scrapbook look. I might come back in and add some stickers and embellishments soon. But for now, just to keep this page from like curling up too much, this is a harder stock. So I'm going to put this here. Perfect place. Now I'm not going to use any of my Mod Podge because it's already glossy, and that's glossy Mod Podge, so I don't think it's necessary. Also, I have this, so I'm sticking it down. This is the perfect place for this. And then we're going to go ahead and put the pomegranate right here as well. Okay, so we're already here. So we have, our opening page, and then, oh, this is not sticking. I gotta watch that. And then we have the information, just some history about Persephone here, and also about the pomegranate as well and how it relates. So we have a new page, and I was, not yet. I'm gonna do this, but not yet. I thought about it. I was like, actually, I sort of want to, this is kind of like telling a story. So I think I'm going to start with here, and then I'm going to do some writing here about Persephone and her mother Demeter, and kind of just like my thoughts on like that mother-daughter bond. And I plan on addressing this from a perspective of myself, for me. And my daughter's relationship, like we're like super close. So I'm going to tap into that as it relates to Persephone. So I thought these green pages made perfect sense because, they are, known for fertility of the land and, gardening and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, oh, this is perfect when I saw that page. I'm looking to see if there's anything else before I make my final selection to represent their bond. Oh, this is good as well. And I think, methinks, yeah, so I was right. That was the right decision. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, that might do it. This might do it. This may make an appearance as well. But let me go ahead and cut out this page. we have this page completed, or pretty much completed. We have this one here. I'm loving the gloss. I'm thinking about doing a gloss here. You know what? I'm not going to think about it. We're going to do it. I want this page to be glossy. So let's go ahead and do that as well. I am having fun with this. You know, once upon a time, I used to really, I think one of the reasons I would kind of stop and start with my Grimoire pages because I didn't feel inspired. And I would think that maybe, oh, I'm not doing it like other people do. Other people look so nice, like they're more artistic. But you know what? Just do it the way you do it. I say that, and sometimes I still like, you know, you see other people doing it, and it's like, oh, they seem to have like, theirs looks better. I don't know. It's more fancier. It's art. Art is subjective, and, you know, oh, my handwriting's not great. You know, I need better handwriting, blah, blah, blah. You know, excuses, but like, just play in your books. Do what you want. I just wrote really about a comparison between how I know that my daughter and I would stop the world if I could not find her. And I identify with their relationship and just how like close they are in their bond and all that sort of stuff. And like, I would totally, I don't care if the earth, if I was responsible for keeping, you know, the world green, I wouldn't care. It could all go to dust until I found my daughter. So I totally get that energy is all I'm saying. So I was just reflecting on that. So I'm just going to add some on this page as well. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put it over my writing. I don't know what happens when you do that. Should we try? I think it just glosses over. Like Mod Podge can go over ink. At least I thought so. I'm like so afraid. Oh, look, it's working. I never know. Like, I don't use this stuff very much, again, because most of the time I've been like super freaked out that I'm using it wrong or I don't understand the process. I'm really just going on the strength of what I've seen on YouTube and how others use it for like crafting and stuff like that. Like, I want that glossy finish on here. So I'm just gonna carefully put it on the page, and then we wait for this to dry, and then I move on. Okay, so here's the start of something that I'm looking forward to filling in more. But I like this. I got this from Michael's, by the way, if you're interested in this notebook. I was going to use it for something else, but I decided to use it for this project. So it has the contents here, which is great. And at some point I can maybe mark it and use this key as well. But for now, we'll leave that blank until probably it's completed. But we have our first opening page here and some information that I got from the Witch's Root subscription box, which is perfect. And then my notes. And this is sort of about the understanding of the the mother-daughter bond between Persephone and her mother. And this is just kind of a reflection of, this is Hades and, well, this is Hades, the map of Hades, and this is Hades and Persephone. This is also Persephone here. And then I just wrote down some of her symbols here, which are pomegranate flowers, deer, narcissus, torches, spring, fruit, bats, grain, skulls, bones, artwork, and dark chocolate. And I just reference here, she's the goddess of spring, fertility, plants, reincarnation, ghosts, the power to turn people into animals or into plants. And this is just more going into her mother. And I love this imagery. And I got this off of just Googling and printed it out. So I have this here and I kind of really like this. And this is more about just her mother and just like what, she represents, the goddess of harvest, Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, harvest, fertility, sacred sow. She provides over grains and the fertility of the earth. Offerings are leaves. I messed up here. I wrote the word, I don't know why I wrote the word coins, but I meant bark. Anyway, of a cypress tree, acorns, bread, lemon, and so forth. So I just added that detail. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good start to get going. And I'll add notes. Maybe sometimes this will just be filled up with words versus anything else. I love this paper though. It's like so buttery soft. I like that. It's sticking from the last time. That's okay. This happens when I use Mod Podge. Sometimes the other pages stick, but once you undo them, it's no longer an issue. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate, you watching, and if you were inspired, great. So let's go ahead and do our fine mist of this Persephone's mist that also came in my Witch's Root box. So with the mist, I'm like angling it further away, but there we go. So we're just going to bless the book now that we've created something. And this smells really nice, by the way. This is a nice scent. And I love that it's like her perfume, her mist, to acknowledge her. And this is kind of like activating the book for the purpose of using it for her. So thanks again. My name is Mika. This is Leap Taken. Don't forget to hit the like button. Go ahead, subscribe, please, if you haven't. And consider joining the membership here at YouTube. Click the join button down there below and you'll be able to join. There are perks with membership. Head over to leaptaken.com and check out my services that I offer. And thanks again for watching. All right, bye.